So I had this idea. I want to start sharing a little bit more with all of you about Matt, myself. I share so much with you every day and every week about my passions. The first one, of course, being my work in real estate, and more recently, my passion and love for wine. But I never really let you in much further than that. And there's so many other things that I love about life and that I enjoy. And I thought today I'd love to start some storytelling and share a bit about myself, some of my favorite memories with my friends, with my family, and some really important milestones for me over the years. One of my other passions, of course, is travel. I think most people love travel, but me especially. I've always loved exploring new cities, new countries, places I've never been before. Back in the spring of 2019, I had this itch to go on a trip, and it didn't really matter where. I was very open. It could be a beach trip, down in South America or Mexico or somewhere warm. And this idea came up to go on a cruise. And talking to my dear friend in Toronto who knows me so well, he had this idea that I should go on a river cruise in France. And one, because it would satisfy this curiosity to go on a cruise, but also he is a fellow wine lover like me, and he thought, what better place to go than the south of France for a wine lover like me? I started researching river cruises, and there were some really interesting and cool looking ones, but I thought, I don't know if I want to be cooped up on a boat for most of the trip and doing, small trips here and there during the day when we port. So the idea for a cruise morphed into this even grander idea to go to the south of France, but to actually stay there, base myself in one of the medieval towns, rent a car, and tour around. So I booked a 10-day trip to the south of France all by myself. I was super scared at the time. I had done so much traveling for business by then, but I had done almost no traveling for holiday, for fun, by myself. I found the most beautiful B&B in the medieval town of Avignon. And I flew in there through Nice, made my way along the coast into Avignon in my rented Mini Cooper convertible, which was super fun, venturing out each day to take a little day trip to the surrounding villages and into wine country as well, because that's really where I was so curious to see Châteauneuf-du-Pape and learn a bit more about it. Really gave me a comfort in being with myself and not being nervous to talk to people I've never met, walking around a small medieval village, which had, its share of tourists, of course, but talking to locals, asking the B&B owners, who are the loveliest people and who are so wonderful, for recommendations about where to go for lunch, where to go for dinner, which towns to visit, sharing some of my passions with them, and they helped guide me through it. I came back from that trip feeling so energized, feeling so fulfilled, and feeling so much richer in life, having been there and having really just let my guard down and embracing being there with myself and going out on a limb and exploring some small villages and towns and eating at really small hole-in-the-wall French restaurants. They were all so welcoming to me. The fact that I don't speak much French, if at all, was not a hurdle for me. Everyone was so welcoming there. I have such fond memories of it, and I will love to go back one day and revisit Avignon and visit the Airbnb again and venture out even a little further beyond where I did last time. But such a fun trip, such fun memories. If you have the itch to go on a trip and you're scared about going by yourself, I highly encourage you, give it a shot.